Blu-ray. Byun Woo-seok pulls Kim Hye-yoon closer and pins her under the blanket with his leg. Hello, dear viewers. Welcome back to @ZZW. We're sending you a big, theatrical hello and a tiny, sheepish wink. If you like the kind of dreamy, slightly chaotic, totally rom-com energy we serve up here, please support the channel. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss our exclusive deep dives into the cutest, and sometimes most awkward behind-the-scenes moments. Watch until the very end. We've slipped in a few special exclusive details that only Blu-ray fans will spot. Intro. Why this tiny moment matters. You might think a quiet shot under a blanket is nothing more than a cozy interlude. But oh no. In the delicate world of romantic tension, a tug of fabric and the placement of a single foot can pack more narrative punch than a full confession scene. Today's Blu-ray gem is one of those deliciously ordinary moments that turns cinematic breathing into a private giggle. We're going to unpack it shot by shot and laugh at how intentional and adorably clumsy real intimacy looks on camera. Scene setting: the bedroom, the blanket, the magic. Picture this. The lighting is soft, the bedding deliberately rumpled as if a full day of shared awkwardness and affection just happened. Two people lie side by side, half awake, half acting, and entirely convincing. One reaches, not with a melodramatic sweep, but with a small, practical motion, a hand adjusting a skirt, a knee nudging a duvet. The other relaxes into the moment, eyes closing as if the whole world is narrowed to that single human warmth beside them. That skirt tug is the star of the frame. It's not a sex scene. It's pure choreography of comfort. A gentle pull meant to fix a wardrobe slip becomes a tiny claim. You're close and I'm keeping you. Then, in a flash that's part domestic routine and part accidental poetry, a leg slides under the blanket and secures her there. Cute, comical, and oddly possessive in the most wholesome way. Beat-by-beat description, the image brought to life. In the middle of white sheets that look like a cloud a giggle could get lost in, the pair rearrange themselves. He leans in, fingers brushing the hem of the skirt as if smoothing out a wrinkle, but the motion lingers. The camera catches the small hesitation. Maybe he's making sure she's comfortable, maybe he's making sure she won't float away. Then the leg move. A slow, almost accidental clamp of calf against thigh beneath the blanket. It's not forceful. It's protective, like a human Velcro. The effect. Everything in the frame suddenly reads as cozy surrender. She half smiles, eyes faint with that perfect mix of amusement and resignation that says, "I let you." He, meanwhile, looks like a man who just realized he's allowed to be tender and is not sure how to do it without being goofy. And that is why the shot works. The romance is real because the awkwardness is real. Why we love the small stuff, and why viewers will too. Romance in cinema thrives on micro-behaviors. The micro-tug, the spared glance, the habit that becomes language. Fans of the Blu-ray extras and behind-the-scenes reels know that those little, unguarded moves are where real affection hides. They're unpolished, not rehearsed, and therefore trustworthy. It's the kind of intimacy that makes viewers lean forward, whispering into their popcorn. Are they? Could they? And then you giggle because the answer is both yes and it doesn't need labels. It's simply human. Comedic interlude. Reading the room and the blanket. If you pause the Blu-ray here and squint, you might swear the blanket is a third character. A dramatic, possessive duvet that refuses to let anyone go. It's jealous, protective, and excellent at plot development. Imagine it whispering, "Stay." The actors oblige, and the blanket gets a full arc of emotional development. From neutral bedding to clingy co-star. For those of us who enjoy the romance and the comedy in equal measure, this scene is a gift. The seriousness of a romance, softened by the absurdity of being pinned by a foot under a duvet. Kiss. A director's note. Style choices that sell the moment. The director frames this with such tenderness that the audience supplies the rest. Close-ups on hands, a slow crossfade to the pillow as they settle. These are choices that make us feel like eavesdroppers on something private. No grand music swells. Instead, there's the quiet rustle of fabric and the actors breathing. Those little sounds are louder than a chorus because they're honest. Teaser. Watch until the end, exclusive Blu-ray detail. Loyal viewers, stay with us to the end of the video. On the Blu-ray, there's a subtle continuity gag in this scene. A tiny prop that moves between shots in a way the theatrical release trimmed out. Only when you slow the footage do you see the momentary repositioning of a color or the director's amused smirk in a reflection. We've isolated it for you in the extras. A blink and you'll miss it treasure for eagle-eyed fans who love the process behind the polish. Fan reactions, how the internet reads this scene. Unsurprisingly, fan threads exploded with laughter and swooning. Comments ranged from "this is domestic violence, of the cutest sort, tongue firmly in cheek," to pages of mock analysis about whose legs are more dramatic. Some viewers treated the clip as evidence of an off-camera closeness. Others applauded the actor's ability to sell a small, domestic beat with enormous sincerity. The bottom line. Scenes like this infect the fandom with a collective, happy sigh. Closing, the emotional takeaway. What started as a tug of fabric becomes a lesson. Romance often hides in the mundane. The pull of a skirt, the strategic placement of a leg, and the shared warmth of a duvet tell us more about two people than a scripted confession sometimes can. It's an intimate, comedic whisper. I'm here. Final call to action plus viewer snippets and fan quotes, as requested. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please show your love for @ZZWSTOW. Subscribe, like, and share this video with fellow Blu-ray detectives. We've also collected some of the best fan lines and playful reactions to this exact moment, saved and preserved just for you. If those made you smile or blush, imagine what the rest of the Blu-ray extras will do. We've hidden commentary, reaction shots, and an exclusive director's aside in the longer cut, only for our most devoted subscribers. We can only hope that if their off-screen closeness is as genuine as these tender Blu-ray moments suggest, Byun Woo-seok and Hye-yoon will one day feel ready to share their love story openly with fans everywhere. Thanks for sticking with us through this cozy, ridiculous, heartfelt little exploration. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your own funniest or sweetest reaction in the comments below. We read them all. Until next time. Stay warm, keep shipping, and remember that sometimes the best romance scenes are the ones that could happen in your own bedroom. With love from everyone at ZZWSTOW.